Right. It was where leprechauns riding wolves lived.
Well,
Oh, motherfuck.
Did you just now find it in your notes?
No. But
Oh.
see, how does that affect
But it was a
here?
whole different zone. But
Right.
you're not you're the answers are unclear. You do have a cell phone on you. I would like to point that
we could just go there and see what's there.
out.
All right, let's go to Victorville.
No problem. Your cell phone actually can help you get there and stuff.
I have a map, Route 66. It's laminated.
Nice. Yes. And Victorville does exist in the zone and in real life as well, although it's much less interesting apparently than in this game. So if you go to Victorville, be sure to take pictures of the residents flipping off the camera, and I will post it to the players. So you guys eventually get your asses out to Victorville. You find the Chinese food shop. It's a little bit of a it's a little bit more fancy of a Chinese takeaway than you would expect in a small California town in the fucking desert. But yeah, it's there, and the owners and whatnot are in there yelling at each other and what you can only assume to be Mandarin. You remember from your days and days and spending time in remedial Mandarin.
So I asked the proprietor if they've seen the women that I'm describing to them. Like,
in what language are you wishing to have this conversation?
Mandarin.
Ah, excellent. Go ahead and give me a Mandarin roll. Let's make that shit fly.
Okay.
Do you have a 60 or better in Mandarin?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. They are blown away. They make their notion. They're like, holy fuck. It's James Fulton. He's coming there speaking on like they're like, you want some food? They begin making special food. No problem. Oh, by the way, did you give that guy any tip for?
Yeah, I gave him like $300.
That's not a bad tip. No problem. I thought you were gonna give him like $3,000. I was like, nice. He did have to deal with Yana.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, not that time. So yeah, they're making you food and
I crit my etiquette.
Wow, he's slurping the fuck out of the noodles, super noisy and stuff, and they're like really impressed with this. They're like, oh, and you're like, what the hell is going on? And they're like, yes, and they describe the lady and when she came in, and they go, perhaps our security tapes would help. They go and they bring out a computer and they plug a fucking stick in, and you get to watch it. And they you see them come in, and they she's with a couple of guys who their uniforms and stuff are kind of pressed in places, and they look a little sweaty. Their uniforms are definitely on the rumpled looking side, and they come in with her, and she's got the baby still, your baby, and she orders food, and she gets like a couple extra things of chopsticks, and she holds one up and goes, yeah, in the creepiest possible fashion. Like you've seen her look that way at new weapons.
That's my girl.
Mm-hmm. And they get lots of Chinese takeout, and then they go get in their vehicle and drive away. But you see the direction that they're driving, and it's kind of they're going on like not Route 66. They're going on one of the other roads for reasons.
Okay.
Does that help? Mr.
Yes,
Fulton,
thank you very much.
could we please ask a small favor?
What's that?
They want you to wait for about half an hour while they get their entire extended plan, and they're going to set up a big photograph, and they're also wanting to get a photograph of you and put the food, by the way, was the best goddamn Chinese food you've ever had in your life. If you could find a way to have this shit teleported right into your residence, it'd probably be nice. But they want to get your picture on the wall, and they want our picture with like the people who own this place and our extended family.
Okay.
And your girlfriend, of course, too.
No, this is a co-star.
Oh, we have many, all the Hollywood coming here. Yana, do you make your Mandarin roll?
Oh. Nope. I have no idea what is happening.
Yep. You. It shows the Canadian flag briefly behind her. So no problem. Yeah, photos are taken. They won't accept any money for the food you had.
What's the name of the restaurant?
It's named after the family name, which is Wong, and they call it the Wong Place.
Okay. Okay, we good?
They are fucking ecstatic.
Okay. We go to the old airport.
No problem. You get to the giant abandoned airport. From there, there's another road leading off to some other shit, and then there's like airport stuff. Give me tracking rolls to figure something out. They're not that far apart. Whatever structure that is over there that looks big and industrial, not that far from the old airport.
Nope.
There used to be a helicopter here several days ago. Actually, sorry, a couple months ago. Fortunately, not a lot of rain in the desert. A couple months ago, it took off from here. They're big, whatever those things are called that helicopters sit on, struts. I don't know.
Okay.
But it was a big helicopter too, not like the little itty bitty ones that you see people rampaging around in. It probably hold lots more people into. And vehicles coming and going and stuff. But there's also tracks that go to that very industrial looking place there. Could both of you give me industrial engineering type of roles to identify big industrial buildings, whatever the fuck it is?
It's a big industrial building.
Right. Yeah, it's the kind of place you can have one of those Terminator chases in. They don't do the big melted metal bats, but probably some other shit that you could do.
We will go and investigate.
You guys get there and you find something really unusual. It appears that there's about 5 holes, 4 of them. It looks like tools were used in this. You know, have you ever seen those things that you start up and they're like the things that you they're like jackhammers, but which you use to break up concrete with, but instead of that, it has like a big flat thing on the bottom that you go to flatten the ground with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's one of those here that's clearly been here for a while. It's all dusty and shit. But then there's 4 holes that are pretty much about 1.5-ish deep, and just lined up. Like somebody took the time to make these 4 holes, and they're about maybe this big across. So what is that? Half a meter, something like that, in diameter. And then there's another hole. It's very unusual. It looks like it used to be one of these air holes, and then somebody used something super small and dug it out. I'm going to need evidence analysis roll at -30 to try to figure out what in the fuck? Because you got all the pieces and it's really hard to describe. So I'm just going to go for it at -30 because it's super hard to figure it out.
No.
I'm going to use a skill 5.
Great, -25 for you. You rock.
Crit.
Holy fucking crit. Okay, right. It looks like somebody was put into one of these pit things and buried up to their neck, and then they used to pack down the earth, and then for whatever reason they were given chopsticks that they probably had to hold in their mouth to dig themselves out. It took probably hours and hours and hours to dig themselves slowly out using just chopsticks punched in their teeth. And it looks like they did eventually get out using just the chopsticks punched in their fucking teeth.
Mm.
This is the kind of thing, if you were to do this to somebody in real life, thereafter, I think that person, I think trying to get them at least back to neutral would be a Herculean task as opposed to enemy.
Mm.
That sounds exactly like the kind of thing that your girlfriend might do to somebody.
Mm.
And you're going to guess, based on your knowledge of her, that was just to slow them down so that she couldn't be pursued.
Probably, yeah.
You know, because fucking Doc Bolton had a critical. He's like, well, and she didn't care, like, because if you drop the chopsticks, you're fucked. You're gonna fucking die. So apparently, she didn't give a shit enough about whether she lived or died. It's like, here's your chopsticks, fuck off, and then they probably just left. So horrific. And plus, it combines in torture for some reason. There was a little hole near one of the holes, though. So it looks like at some point, Doc Bolton's guessing that they had a little umbrella that they stuck in the hole.
She's having fun.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So from Doc Bolton's perspective, it looks like her psycho fucking girlfriend is doing psycho shit and then wandered off to wherever psychos go when they're not.
Like, yeah. So, okay.
Is there any cameras?
Let's see. This place has been closed for years. Give me a luck roll at -60 for a working camera in this closed up, shut up place that has not been open.
No, I was actually looking to see if like maybe they set up a camera to watch him or her.
God damn, that would have been the next step of watch that and have a slow, sad wank to it. But no.
Okay.
Cameras.
Is there any other stuff in the area like so there's no other evidence to where they could be or have gone?
No, just what they've done. They didn't think it was worth even taking the sand poundy thing with them, possibly because it's heavy. You're thinking that just tracking down these motherfuckers is going to be a Herculean effort, unless you come up with something amazingly, freakishly clever.
So there's no SUVs in the area, correct?
Yeah.
We saw them drive off. Was there plates on who they drove off from?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. But you got no police contacts or anything you can run.
That's fine. That's easy. I think I can work with that.
Okay. But,
did they look like rental plates or?
Yes. But you now have a new Chinese restaurant that apparently is super good to you. By the way, this place you're at now, whatever kind of, I'm just going to tell you because it's easier. It's a concrete making plant. They used to make concrete here. This is a great place if you ever want to come just to get away from it all and maybe torture some people or something. This is one of those kind of places. In fact, the giant abandoned airport, another place. much like that. Yeah, because Victorville, at least in this reality, is pretty much one of those little shit towns in the desert that people just drive through and are grateful they don't live there. It may be in real life too. I have no idea.
Mm.
You do notice Doc Bolton looking at the ground because just in general, some of the desert sands have like little cracks in them, and he's looking at them, frowning for whatever reason. He's so deep. But I would like to point out, just in all fairness, nobody is perfect. There's always some evidence and shit that exists that will help. Whether it helps with what you're wanting help with is unknown. But really, really, truly going completely off grid is not easy. And although a lot of people do it more by accident than on purpose, which is why they have PIs that do something called skip traces and shit. Do you know about skip traces, Yana?
No.
Like, let's say, assuming you're living in the U.S., in Czech Republic, they send out a hit team, I guess. But in the U.S., if you're living in place A and then you move and you forget to notify anybody where you're going and shit, you forget to have your mail forward and stuff, then and maybe you owe money, maybe you don't, maybe they're looking for you for a different reason, then they have people to try to find you, and that's called a skip trace.
Okay.
So, just to give you yet another fucking English term.
Yes.
So, what's your guys' plan now? You're standing there looking at this thing, and there's still 4 holes left. So, in the future, you wouldn't have to dig your own holes if you had somebody here.
She's so kind.
And you got the 7-poundy thing.
So back in Victorville, is there like any main hotel or motel there? I know it's a small area, so I'm figuring
There's
there
like
probably
a
isn't.
Motel 6 type of deal there. You know,
I'll go to the front desk there and ask and see if
this is the kind of place where when you want to cheat on your wife, you take your girlfriend or whatever here, and you notice that it's intentionally built so that the rooms are not in sight of the main office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the guy says, "Sir."
Yeah. We're looking for some people. This is what they look like. Have you seen them recently?
No.
I put $100 bill on the counter. Have you seen them recently? I keep my finger on it.
A bit.
I kind of move it back and forth.
What kind of car were they in?
I describe the car that they were in and the license plate.
Black SUV. Excuse me a minute. He goes in the back room. He comes back, looks at the money, goes, "It looks lonesome."
I put one more.
Give me a bargain roll as you begin, like he's trying to get a group of things.
I think I got it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Huh? You convince him that it having a friend is enough. And he says, well, I haven't seen anything. Would you like to buy this thumb drive for that money?
Sure.
Cha-ching. See ya, he says.
And we leave.
Cool. He has a thumb drive and no computer, you think. Happy days.
We go and buy a computer.
No problem. You leave Victorville because they don't have anything worth getting here. You spend their $400 on a cheap laptop, plug in the drive, and it eats the computer. No, you get to watch a movie of it's the SUV that you're looking for, and just a guy comes out like they park it kind of at an oblique angle, so you kind of see the plate. And the guy comes and he's like, rah, 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 and he just puts down a bunch of money, and the guy just puts down a bunch of keys, and he goes, rah, 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 and takes all the keys and goes back out and then drives away. That was the night before. Um, that was the same day as your house got all blown up. So about 2 months and some ago. There's probably just a massive coincidence in the timing. By the way, I'd like to point out Victorville by car is roughly an hour and a half, 2 hours from where you live. It's not a huge distance unless you're on foot, in which case you're fine. There is a lot of honking and cursing that goes on, though. I'm assuming Doc's driving and you have an open container of alcohol, which is illegal.
Of course.
Of course. So, yeah. When you did that, Yana, I was imagining you going around Doc Bolton's neck and then trying to get him to drink. He's like, "Stop it! I'm driving now."
Next time.
I can totally see your character doing some shit like that.
Well,
so how does it look like? What do we do now? Like,
by the way, the guy who came in and got the keys by himself looked like pretty much a professional soldier type guy. He moved like, he knew what he was doing. And his uniform was all kind of messed up looking, like he'd been wearing body armor and taken it off just before going in type of thing.
all right, I'm going to do something. This is a bit of a Hail Mary, but I want to do a search on Boston temples, and then with an eye as their logo, like the white eye.
No problem. Yeah, give me a Hail Mary research roll there.
Got up a half.
There was something connected with the Illuminati there. They have a big eye and a triangle.
Was that recent or no?
No, that's been around since before the Declaration of Independence was signed. Now he's like, is it relevant? Oh, and look at all the conspiracy theories flowing from that motherfucker. And then he gets into National Treasure movie type of train. And he's like, Jesus, Nicolas Cage is coming for me.
I wouldn't be too worried then.
I was going to say, you guys are going to end up having to use the secret map on the Declaration of Independence in order to find some buried treasure and shit. Because that's how you roll. But whether it's one of those temples or not, or whether it was used as one or not, there's just no fucking telling. If you want to spend some serious time just trying to read up on all the craziest, dumbest people of the internet's theories on what's going on, it may actually cost you some sanity just going through their stupid. They all think that the others are crazy as shit. But they're right. Doc Bolton's thinking hard.
Is there any places are there any clothes stores in Victorville?
Clothing stores?
Yeah.
Mm,
No. Is there an Israeli embassy in Boston?
Don't know. I think it's probably in Washington, because Boston's pretty close to Washington. I know they have a consulate in San Angeles. Oh yes, they in Boston. Ironically, they do. I think it's a consul, but yeah, like it's a mini embassy. There you go. And there's one in San Francisco, and Washington, New York, Miami, San Angeles, Houston. We have a lot of fucking consulates from Israel either. Neat. So yes, it all fucking fits. You think, motherfuckers, kill everybody. Yana, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, I'm not sure what to do now.
Oh, that's not good.
Mm.
Must come up with some clever shit, Yana. I know.
We can either try to find her or try to find the people who are after her. I don't know which is easier.
Take a card. That is a good point. You have multiple groups of people you could be pursuing, I suppose.
So I'm curious. So can we? Is there? All right, hold on. Never mind. I'll answer myself. So we're gonna go to the FSDO in Los Angeles, and I want to see because, granted, I'm sure they didn't file like because they landed at an abandoned place. However, I'm thinking that they had to have some kind of flight plans at some point and then deviated. So I want to go to the FAA and see if I can find out any information on what flight plans a large helicopter would have had that was flying in that area a couple months ago.
They really don't release these things to civilians and stuff. Usually that's more of a police type thing. The look on his face, but I play a cop on TV, god damn it. So, big card for an excellent thought. By the way, LA is San Angeles here for whatever reason. But the bastards shut you down. They tell you they can't release flight records to you. But if there's a problem, feel free to contact the police department or submit an angry letter to the FAA. Can you hear the thinking, Yana? You're drawing a picture, aren't you, Yana? I know what you're up to. It's going to be a picture of something that'll help Chris out, or he's going to snap and say bye.
Can we? I'm curious as to know if there's been any in the news any theft of any kind of high-end electronic equipment that might be used to make some kind of replicant build and repair kit, or a way to enhance or fix a replicant. Since
nothing like that.
But well, because if she's been damaged, because she's been in multiple firefights at this point, and if she's given birth, that is something that a regular replicant hasn't gone through. So she might have some kind of damage. And knowing that I have build and repair replicant as a skill, knowing the kind of things that might exist in this time period, has there been any kind of, because that's future tech, is there any tech that's been stolen that they've talked about in the news at all that I could use to track back to find if they've done anything like that to get parts for her?
That's a really interesting idea, but you might want to ask Yana about that.
What?
Or did she Pinocchio?
Good luck.
Did she become a real boy?
Oh, right. I forgot. Yeah, she's a human now.
I forgot she became a real human. This is why your relationship is not doing well.
It's not important if she's human or a robot. Important is who she is, and obviously she's like a crazy mother now, so I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, brilliant, Chris, except she did, in fact, Pinocchio, as you say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of, in the ritual when she became pregnant, probably.
Was that when it happened? Oh, there's no telling. So much shit going on.
Mm. Yeah.
I bet this is one of the very few campaigns where the players are like, "Where are the Israeli embassies? We need to know all of them."
Yeah.
Probably not a big thing in other campaigns.
Probably.
We're gonna go after the dragon, but is it near the Israeli embassy? We need to know that first.
Hmm.
I tossed a card into Chris's hand for that.
Mm.
Neat thinking.
Okay, now this is a thing.
Oh.
So I'm assuming that this isn't. It could be. It's so far. It's the only thing that even comes close. There actually is. Yes, a flight plan is indeed. It's not public. However, there's something called ADS-B tracking sites that actually track commercial planes and other aircraft.
Yes, there are private ways to track planes and stuff. I grant this is true. Give me you're using your cheap laptop and probably Starbucks connection. You see a lot of other people sitting around on laptops doing no typing but talking in loud voices to each other about how they're screenwriters and how they're working on books. They seem to be ignoring the laptops and shit for the most part. But go ahead and give me a computer use and a research roll. Lower is better to come up with some shit.
I got both, but nothing special.
As near as you can tell, they were here, and then they went to essentially the deviation in actually you don't know what their original flight plan was, but you managed to track a helicopter from a really small airport, and then it went off the radar a bit, but it was kind of heading in the direction of like the main airport, and then you big helicopters like, oh yeah, we're filing a flight plan. They showed up like super early, so suspicious. Yes, you think that they went to main airport, which is SAX or SAX. They wanted to put it closer to the beach so it could be SAX on the beach, but it just didn't work out. You would bet the woman with no name's bloodlust that's probably the chopper you're looking for had landed at that airport. Are you going to throw up? If you do, don't do it on the camera. Oh, that's the thinking face. Yes, the coffee is working.
How do
Can we find out information knowing that we knew the flight plan? Can we find out what
Well, you
the
didn't know the
helicopter?
flight plan. You just saw
Well,
the
okay, we can find out, or like when they went.
mm-hmm.
Can we find out what the helicopter was that landed at the? Because it's not specific information. Can we find that out from the
It's
airport or
just
no?
big ass. Well, no, they wouldn't give you that information. But from the stuff, it appears to have landed in a private landing area. What were you getting ready to say, Yana, before you stopped yourself? Stop stopping yourself. Stop stopping.
uh,
Natural imagine.
I was just asking how far is Boston from San Angeles?
Quite fucking far.
Okay.
Other side of the
Other
country.
side. Yeah.
Okay.
So, it'd
So
be like
they need to
across
go there. If they left like not so long ago, they need to go there. So they need to, if they are flying in, they need to go through some kind of airport or something.
Mm-hmm.
So if we could use that somehow.
Mm-hmm. What to do? Fortunately, the only way to track them now is getting hold of Alex Kinley's airship, somehow getting it to here and slowly following them. That'd be a fucked up chase. Helicopter's like, what the fuck is going on?
How long is it from when we were at the hotel?
Hours.
Hmm.
Hours. Pretty sure that, if you give them enough time, they will manage to get away again.
Yeah.
Doc Bolton is now not typing. He's just staring at his computer screen. So he's beginning to blend in with all the other people who are working on the big screenplay.
Yeah.
Although, unfortunately, some people have begun to slowly realize that he is James Bolton and are thinking maybe he'll be in their movie that they're like
Writing.
essentially half finished screenplay will fucking somehow become all finished just by him expressing any kind of interest in it. And they're slowly beginning to nudge their tables closer and closer to you guys.
I look at them ominously.
Give me an intimidate roll to go.
No.
He hasn't noticed yet, but the world is beginning to contract. Sooner or later, if this keeps up, the only way out of here will be to walk on the tables instead. Which don't look super sturdy because they're all slowly, trying to get a little closer. And I'm like, yeah, this. I'm writing the kind of screenplay that we need a big name to pull it off. Though he says, looking at the title that he has, and that's it on his screen. The doc appears to be ignoring them, hence encouraging them. Yeah, I used to work at a movie store, says a different one. Just like Quentin Tarantino, who I got to see one time at a steakhouse. He was nice. You did not see him at a steakhouse. I did so. Don't even say that. There was Quentin, I tell you. You're a lying sack of shit. He's mine. No, the Quentin is mine. That's my story. You're stealing.
Do
The
they sell?
baristas seem to be kind of coming over to your table carrying various coffees, like some sort of ritualized offering in a strange temple of coffee. There's no alcohol in this coffee or in this restaurant.
But what about the coffee with alcohol that exists?
Yeah, he didn't bring you to that kind of place. They are just standing there looking at him with a bit of awe, and they're all extending various cups of coffee toward him. Some hot, some cold, some cooling. He seems to be in deep thought, though.
Is there many places where you can hide a helicopter?
Yes, says one of the baristas, and then realizes you were talking to her and looks down. What about in the garage? She says.
Okay.
We get up and go.
The barista says, your coffee, sir. The screenwriter's like, no, my screenplay. One of the guys is trying to print it out. He's like, yanking pages out. No! You guys escaped the Starbucks of Doom. Where to?
We're just walking at this point.
No problem. There's a bunch of people following you.
We lose them.
That's what Princess Diana said. Just a little faster, I think we can lose them. Unfortunately, you're on foot right now. You've got a car back somewhere if you want to get into a vehicle chase thing, like Princess Diana did.
No, we'll lose them.
On foot?
Yeah.
Both of you give me long distance running rolls. None of these people are set up for long distance running. In fact, I'm thinking that the woman with no name may not be set up for long distance
I walk
running.
around. I'll get into a cab. I just want to get rid of them. I don't.
Okay. You load up into a cab. You guys go off. They get into they rush back looking for their cars. It becomes a thing. Eventually, you manage to lose them through playing taxi games. You have lots of money. Taxi games are not really a big issue for you. You eventually think you've lost them. The problem is with your face, you're going to keep getting new people. It'd be like George Clooney wandering around and wondering why people are following him or wanting to talk to him or asking him to sign their baby. Yana looks at the guy who's holding out a baby in a marker. Why? He says, I'm going to have it tattooed onto the little tight.
Go away if you value your baby's life.
Give me an intimidate roll as you threaten the man's child.
Yes.
Your bodyguard's mean, he says to Fulton and leaves. It could have been the first time the PC's ever signed a baby.
No.
Especially if he got confused with the football and spiked it afterward. So, yeah, you're driving around random throughout the beautiful city of San Angeles. Nothing special seems to be happening, although it is threatening rain later in the day. Possibly with a bit of ironic foreshadowing. The doc stares out the window, watching the world pass by. Somebody pulls up next to him and goes, and he stares at them, and they stare at him like, huh? And then they nudge the driver, and the driver looks over and goes, huh? And they don't wreck their vehicle. They are fucking grateful to be able to stop in time. Cab driver's like, what a bunch of assholes, am I right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He goes, where to? Or did you just want a tour of the city, sir? Ma'am?
Okay.
He drives you on a fucking tour of the city and stuff. He's chattering about all the various stuff. Over here is where George Carcon got herpes. Yeah, herpes. Get your pictures. I'll slow down. Over here is where Freddie Kinkar had sat on that poison toilet seat that made him have to chop off his leg later. Amputated leg, he says, pointing it out. He continues pointing out things like this to you guys as you drive around.
Do you want to go to Boston? I have a couple ideas. They're pretty
I'll go to Boston, says the cab
sketchy.
driver. No problem. I'm down with sketchy, sir. I'll just keep the meter running. He turns to the...
Take us to our studio.
You don't want to go to Boston?
No.
God damn it. He was looking forward to this crazy cross-country trip with, a couple actors and shit. It was all starting to come into his mind and shit. So he eventually manages to work up the nerve to ask which studio you want after another half hour of driving.
I call Elliot. What studio do we work for?
What? He says, "Oh my God, you're not accepting offers from other studios, are you?"
No, just tell me the name.
Oh, I can't believe you have to ask me these things.
Tell me the name.
It's the Bobcat Studios or what?
The crazy woman is right, says Elliot.
Thank you.
Booby, if you're not happy, tell me. You're killing me. You're killing me. Who's killing me? You're killing me.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
But that got clicked. Oh, yeah. Your phone starts ringing.
Hello.
Booby, I can't believe you would even...
What are the names of the other studios?
There's a
I'll
lot
do
of
research.
There's hundreds of different studios.
Like the
Pretty
top
much
ones.
Hot Bobcat. What?
Just the top ones.
I don't know. You got a hit list of the top studios and shit like Paramount.
Okay.
Like that.
Never mind.
You work for Bobcat Studios.
Right. I was. The reason I was wondering is because we were in the Shadow Academy, a part of the Bobcat House.
There is that. I'm sure they also have Phoenix, Dragon, and Hydra Studios.
This is why I was asking.
I see. It comes as no surprise to you to find them. But there's also Paramount and stuff like that.
So, is there any new or like really big plays happening anytime soon in Boston? Like a premiere, an opening, something like that?
Give me a research roll at -30.
Absolutely not. Never. All of the theaters exploded.
In Boston, 2 nights hence, they're having a new play from France that's going to be starting there, and it's the American title is The King in Yellow.
We go.
Yes, of course.
Right. Cut to Boston. Getting there is not a problem. It shows the cab driver, same guy pulling away. No problem. You guys go. And Yana, it's been a while since we've had you roll any kind of fucked up rolls. Give me a luck roll. Lower is better. If you fumble, that will really make my day.
Oh, I made it by half or more.
By half, great. It's a bastardization of the King in Yellow thing. They don't actually get to open an interdimensional gate and sacrifice the audience. It does not cause death and madness. It was like somebody heard about the King in Yellow play book thing and said, "Me too," and they tried to steal the script that they hadn't read. You guys are watching it.
While we're here watching it, is there anybody from the White here?
Give me an amazing luck roll.
Well, I'm figuring if there's
Oh,
even a
yeah.
chance this could be
Yeah, but there
Yeah.
you have to remember.
by
Yeah.
half, by quarter.
Okay. Well, it's hard to say, but you do spot one lady in like the uh, prime prime cost box wearing sunglasses. You don't know if this means anything. She just could be some crazy lady. Maybe she's blind, so she's wearing sunglasses.
All right, we're going to stalk her.
She has just quick FYI. She has several hard-looking men around her, like, and I'm not saying with just erections. I mean, vicious killer-looking guys.
Okay. We're
Okay.
vicious killer people, but we don't look it.
No, no. But yeah, you guys during the intermission, you can be close to where her and her minions will filter out of the box if you want.
That's fine.
Have an intermission where everybody can go into the lobby and see and be seen, or buy some stacks.
That's fine. I want to be close by to see if she gets on the phone or anything.
Well, they have cell phones. You can probably do that wherever she wanted. But no, she comes down with with her people to see if she recognizes you. She comes right over to you and goes, "If it isn't Dr. Bolton?"
Hey, how goes?
She goes, "And who is your acquaintance, companion?"
Hi.
You don't recognize her.
No, she looks more closely and goes, "Yes, yes, I do." She backs away, and the bodyguards are all doing things like, "I'm just putting my hand inside my coat. I'm not fingering my weapons and shit." You see her. Bodyguards are like filling in and
Can
stuff.
I maneuver to stay near her to talk? Because I just want to. I'm just,
Well, the bodyguards would definitely like to prevent that. So you're going to do an opposed maneuver. What is your maneuver at, sir?
My maneuver is a 93.
Holy fuck nuggets. Roll less than an 80 because theirs is not as good. Yana, where are you up to? Yeah.
I want to be close by to hear what they are saying.
Hearing what they are saying is not an issue, but if you want to be like within touching range of her, then you're going to be maneuvering against their maneuver like Bolton is, and this will probably alarm and cause them to.
Yeah, I let him go to her without me.
People watch you as though you may pull out a fucking skinning knife and start skinning any of them anytime.